So in today's video, I wanted to talk about how you can use backing tracks to supercharge your playing. It's something that I think all of us are guilty of it every now and then, is, going on YouTube and looking up, rock A minor backing track and going and maybe spending a bunch of time trying to play over them. And I don't know about you, but it seems that a lot of my students will pull out kind of a new backing track, they'll play over it, and then they start to hit bad notes, so they get bored, and then they just kind of click the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And they go on this endless cycle of going through backing tracks, not making a ton of progress, and not even really after the second or third one that they pull up, with the thumbnail of the flaming Stratocaster shooting through space. They haven't made a bunch of progress, they haven't had a bunch of fun. So one thing that you can do with backing tracks is actually turn them into an educational tool, and this is a fantastic way to kind of go about it. Today's video, we're going to look at how you can use it to improve your pentatonic playing specifically, but let's say that I went on YouTube and I looked up a backing track, and let's say that it had a simple loop. Let's say it was a D Dorian backing track or something. So say it's 2 bars of D minor and 2 bars of E minor. And let me actually flip patches really quick so I can record a loop of that to play over and show you how I would go about this. So let's say, and see if I can do this without disturbing my cat, if I went So a great use of my time in doing this would be thinking about switching between D minor. Sorry, let me actually pause that. This is a great chance for me to use this chord progression and try to explore it. So one thing that could be super cool to do would be find a position of D minor pentatonic that I like. So let's say way up here at this 10th fret. We all know and love. And then what I want to do is I want to find a position of E minor pentatonic, because that's the next chord. So I'm practicing playing specific to the chord is key here. And if I played E minor pentatonic, right there, those two shapes are going to give me some really expressive and specific ways to play over this. So rather than going to the backing track and just throwing everything that I know about D minor at it, which can be fun, say what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mindfully practice switching my brain from D minor pentatonic to E minor pentatonic when the chords change, because this is the ability that most of your favorite guitarists have, and it's what makes their solos so much better than what you play, frankly. And in doing this, what I'm going to recommend you do at first is just kind of vomit notes from the scale at first. So I call this exercise filling the canvas. You play every single 8th note as pentatonic. So over D minor, I would go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then 2 bars of E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you switch back and forth. So at the start, I'd recommend just starting with the root. So as you get more comfortable with it, you can start trying to shift, not just hammering on the root, but I'm still going to switch between those two positions. So that might sound like this. So there, what I'm doing, hit a little flub at the end, is I'm just flipping between those two pentatonic shapes. And I'm practicing being able to specifically play that pentatonic over that chord. Now, If you can't play along at full speed thinking about it, that's totally okay. A lot of people don't seem to know this, but YouTube has a playback speed options under the settings gear where you can slow things down to 75% or 50% to help you while you do this. But this is a great way to use your backing tracks to fully explore those. And now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play over this once, just vomiting the pentatonics at you, and then I'm going to show you the next step of using backing tracks to kind of improve your pentatonic playing. So here is some note vomit. Oh. So there, I was able to play some way cooler and way more specific ideas than if I was just kind of noodling around in D minor pentatonic. Now, that was just 2 positions of these scales. There's 5 positions of each of these pentatonic scales, so I want to do the same thing across the entire neck. So that was what I would call position 1, D minor pentatonic, and position 2 position 5 of E minor pentatonic. There are another 4 positions for each of those that I could do this in, and then eventually, if I've used this backing track and this practice plan as a kind of way of building my comfort over this progression, then I can use the backing track and use the whole range of the neck while comfortably switching between D minor and E minor pentatonic. So again, that's just an idea of how you can use backing tracks to actually kind of work on your playing. I recommend picking maybe 1 or 2 backing tracks that you like and then sticking with those chord progressions for a week or 2 weeks until you start feeling like you've actually gotten some comfort over them rather than just, flipping through them like they're channels during a dead time on TV. But that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you could know. If you wanted to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to get in touch with me down in the description. I'd love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. If you wanted to support me in the free educational content that I put out here, you could subscribe to my Patreon, which is linked down below. All of my patrons get early access to videos as well as cool behind-the-scenes sneak peeks. It's stuff that I'm working on, so I'd love to see you over there. I also have an ebook all about scales and arpeggios and a video course all about triads that you can purchase down in the description as well. It's a great way to get some more in-depth educational content from me than I can fit into one of these 10 to 15 minute YouTube videos. And last but not least, I got new videos coming out every single week, so I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.